In a house, you turn on the faucet and water appears. But in a van, every drop of water has a decision attached to it. Living in your van changes your relationship with water forever. It becomes one of your biggest daily challenges. You not only have to think about how to use less water in a tiny living space, but also how to make sure the water you're putting into your body is something you can trust. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bunny. I've been on the road for almost 13 years. Right now, I'm in my self-built 2007 Ford E350, and I travel the country and sometimes Mexico with my dogs, Rook and Sparrow. And on this channel, we don't sugarcoat things. We talk about the reality of van life, and then we find the solutions for them and keep moving forward. After so many years of full-time travel, I've learned that managing water is one of those things that can make van life easier or a lot more stressful. So today, I want to talk about how much water I actually use, where I find water, how I make sure it's safe to drink, and how I save water in my tiny home on wheels. How much water does van life actually use? Let's start with the obvious one, drinking. Most people need about a gallon a day, and that's before you factor in hiking or strenuous activities, hot weather, or just being outside all day. The days outside are the ones you really start going through it. And then there are the dogs. I've got two of them, both over 70 pounds, and they drink almost as much water as I do. If I'm boiling pasta or vegetables, I'll save that water and let them have it instead of wasting it. It's just a simple way to make every drop count. But things like this are things that you start being conscious of when you're van lifing full time and you have limited access to water or a limited amount of storage space in your van to carry it. Cooking is another thing people underestimate. You don't just drink water, you use it for coffee, for ice, for rice. You even use it for washing fruits and vegetables. And the one thing I try to do is not waste water unnecessarily. If I boil water for chicken or vegetables, that water can become the base for another meal instead of just going down the drain, like soup stock or even mashed potatoes. Cleaning is another one that adds up. I use water for dishes, wiping down the countertops, washing the windows, and cleaning up after the dogs when they decide to make life interesting. I keep a simple spray bottle with water and vinegar, and it handles most of my day-to-day cleaning without using a ton of water. I also keep a couple extra gallons tucked away around my van in case of emergencies. Maybe I thought I'd have time to fill up in town before making it to the campsite and just forgot, or I couldn't find a refill station. Having a little backup water can save you a lot of stress. It can even come in handy if your vehicle starts overheating. It's not a substitute for coolant or repairs, but it can help get you out of a bind long enough to get you somewhere safe. And if this video is resonating with you so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube that these videos are important, and subscribing lets YouTube know that you don't want to be left out of the next conversation. The next question is, where do you actually acquire all of this water? And thankfully, there are a lot more options than people realize. My favorite is using water refill stations like Primo or Glacier Water that you can find inside or outside grocery stores like Walmart and Safeway. The water is filtered, it tastes good, and it's usually one of the cheaper options at about 25 cents to 60 cents a gallon. You'll also find water at some campgrounds and RV dump stations, and many rest areas have water fountains with faucets underneath that make it really easy to just fill up a jug. Some gas stations also have outdoor spigots, and if you ask nicely, they'll usually let you fill up a few gallons. In California, if you purchase fuel, the state law requires service stations to provide water and air for automotive purposes. So don't be afraid to ask the attendant to turn on the air and water station for you. Okay, you found water. Now how do you store it? There are a lot of ways to do it, from freshwater tanks to gallon-sized jugs. I prefer portable containers because they give me more flexibility. If one runs empty, I don't have to move the whole van to refill it. And if I'm running grocery errands, I can just bring in my 5-gallon jugs with me in the grocery cart, and it just makes it super easy to refill in the store or right outside the door. Plus, it allows me to spread the weight around the van evenly, instead of just having one big heavy tank. Whatever system you choose, just make sure you're using food-grade containers made for drinking water, and give them a good cleaning every so often so your water stays fresh. And then there's the question of what happens when you don't completely trust the water source. I don't trust the water here. The last time I filled up at this faucet at this campground, my bottle grew algae in the bottom of it. So ever since then, I've just been a little bit cautious, but I'm gonna try out this Membrane Solution C3 water bottle and filtration system. What I like is that I can fill it from the campground faucet like I normally would, but it's filtering the water as I drink it with ultrafiltration and activated carbon. So it improves the water quality and it tastes better, but it still keeps the essential minerals in the water, and I don't have to bring a separate filter or try to rig something up. It's the next morning and I've drank a whole bottle of the filtered water from this faucet and I'm still alive and I feel great. I did talk to the campground host and he did say that the campground is supposed to have potable water, but I still don't trust it because of the whole algae situation. But the C3 water bottle and filtration system does give me a little layer of extra confidence while I'm traveling. It will remove any sediment and it actually improves the flavor of the water. So I'm gonna go ahead and refill it again. It's as easy as just sticking the straw in, screwing on the lid, and then waiting about 2 minutes for the straw to fully saturate with water before you start drinking it. And I've gone ahead and filled up another bottle that's not filtered so that I can filter it back at my campsite. Cheers. The nice thing is when the filter wears out, you can just unscrew it from the cap. It just unscrews really easy and you replace just the filter. You don't have to replace the whole bottle. Besides, the bottle, it's too nice to replace anyway. And there's an indicator line here. When you first get the straw, you can change this line. It has little numbers on it. There's a little arrow right there. And you put the arrow at the number of the month that you're on so that all you have to do is pull it out and look to check when the last time you replaced the filter was. I think I like the little squeeze water straw filtration kit even more for hiking and adventures. It's only about 6.7 inches long and it weighs just 2 ounces. So I'll probably keep it in my backpack so it's ready to go when I'm hiking. And if something unexpected happens in the van, it's nice knowing I have another way to filter water. Now, some of you might think I'm being paranoid, but it's just one of those things that makes life on the road a bit easier. And it provides a backup option if I'm somewhere new and I'm not 100% sure about the water. This gives me a little extra peace of mind. Screw it right into the bottom and she's ready to drink. So we know drinking water and cooking water is part of the equation, but the other part is doing dishes. In my van, I don't even have a sink. I have a bowl that I was going to make into a sink and then just never got around to it. So I primarily use vinegar and water to clean my dishes and things around the van. But because of that, they never really feel squeaky clean and sanitized. Although it does help me with the problem of limited water. And when you only have a few gallons, using 3 or 4 gallons to wash a load of dishes just doesn't seem practical. Even if you're a van lifer or RVer with a gray tank, that too has limitations. You have to find somewhere to dump it. It can get pretty stinky after a while. Plus, there's a cap on how many gallons it'll hold. Now, we all want clean dishes to eat off of without running a faucet forever. So I've been trying out this new capsule dishwasher by LOCH Electronics. This is an absolute luxury item, but when I build out my next van, I'm definitely including a designated space for this dishwasher. Check it out. The goal is simple. I want clean dishes without standing there running a faucet forever or wasting precious water. And LOCH Electronics is based around the idea that everyday appliances should make life easier while being kinder to the planet. Now, is there something wrong with having a luxury item in your van? Absolutely not, especially if they make your life better. There are endless ways to do van life, and everyone gets to decide what matters most to them. I loathe doing the dishes. So anything that helps me focus on the projects that I'd rather be doing deserves a place in my van. So, will this actually work with a van life-sized pile of dirty dishes? Let's set her up and load her up. I will be totally honest with you. When I set this up in my van, I ran into a practical issue. The power cord just wasn't quite long enough to reach my power station or the outlets that I have available for my solar banks. I'd love to see LOCH make the cord a little bit longer because that extra flexibility would make a big difference in a van setup. And because of that, I had to put it on a lower desk area, and in my tiny van, that made it less practical for me. It's just a little too big when every inch of space really matters. And that's the reality of van life. Every single item has to earn its place. But the cool thing about this lifestyle is that your luxury item can be whatever you want it to be. For some of us, we need a maid. I loved having this little helper in the van, but for my van specifically, there just wasn't the right space for it. In a larger rig, a stationary setup, or an outdoor camp kitchen, maybe even a tiny home, or a place like Wild Seeds Ranch, I think this would be absolutely fantastic. I'm sitting here with the dishwasher going and it's actually pretty sweet. It's super easy to set up. It's not a problem. I love this thing. It does buy me some time. I just realized I was able to sit back and relax and I'm not worried about it at all. It's a brilliant item for van life. I think it's awesome and I actually really love it. And it only uses a gallon of water. That's pretty sweet. But for my setup, it is a pretty large thing. It's not even like a foot wide. The length of it is longer than my countertops allow. So if I were rebuilding a van, I honestly would probably fit this thing into my build. If I had a bus or an RV, no doubt it would live in my van. To not have to do the dishes, chef's kiss. I have 2 big dogs. It's just not practical for my setup personally. So what I've decided to do is gift it to Wild Seeds Ranch. It was a recent hip camp stay. I just really like my time there because I have a dog park and access to a creek for the dogs. They have an outdoor kitchen, perfect for this kind of capsule dishwasher. It will fit perfectly. It's still very eco-conscious because it only uses a gallon of water and it's very low electricity compared to your conventional dishwasher. I'm really grateful to have tried it out. So thank you, LOCH Electronics. If this is something you'd like to put in your van, I will put the link and a discount code in the caption. Now there's one more part of this water equation that most people just don't think about: getting rid of it. If your van or RV has a gray tank, you have to find dump stations. You'll want to dump it at a designated dump station. But if you're disposing of small amounts of gray water on public land where it's allowed, try to keep it as clean as possible. I just don't use harsh soaps wherever I am. And I'll probably stick with vinegar and water for most of my day-to-day cleaning. When it comes to showering, I have a gym membership, or when I'm paying for campgrounds, I'll shower at those places. But if I'm camping at a free campground on public land, I'm definitely using biodegradable soaps, if any at all, or I'm just using baking soda and vinegar. Or I'm just doing a quick rinse under some water to get the grime off. I just feel better knowing that I'm not introducing a bunch of chemicals into the environment. But if your gray water has food particles in it, don't dump it around your campsite. Walk it well away from where you're staying so you don't invite ants, rodents, or other wildlife over for dinner. A little consideration goes a long way towards keeping these places beautiful, not just for us, but for the people who camp after us and for the flora and fauna that it belongs to. Van life really teaches you to be intentional about things you never thought about before. And water is one of those resources you don't truly appreciate until you have to manage every single drop. Over the years, I've learned that having the right tools can make it easier to manage it. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself more options. Something like the membrane solutions filter just gives me more confidence when I'm worried about a water source. And the LOCH capsule dishwasher can help me save time and be more efficient with the water I already have. You just got to figure out what works for you, your lifestyle, and how you want to experience the road. If you're looking for deeper conversations on these topics, I do have a podcast where we do interviews and have insightful conversations about solutions to van life that I can't always fit into a YouTube video. And there's also my Patreon, where we have a community where we're talking about van life solutions. Sometimes you'll catch me on a live there. I have articles and DIY tutorials to further your experience in van life. But until next time, enjoy the road. Oh, okay. No, okay. Rude, okay. I wish you would get your lighting right, you okay. Can you please? I've turned on how many lights in here? Of course. You're annoying. Well, whatever. I'm right here, right. Washing the windows, and also simple butter. Wow. I see. What the? I keep a simple wow. What is wrong with my mouth today? It's probably because my stupid camera is a piece of One day I'm gonna get a new one. Okay. No, scratch that. New York. Oh, now. Okay. I can't even with you. I'm drooling. Am I drooling? Maybe I need to put glue. Okay. Now. Okay. And blah, blah, blah. I'm here. It's me. I'm the f***ing subject. Not all that shit back there. Are you okay? Why, dude? You're oh my god. Like, oh, let's make the subject black. The lighting is perfect, and then you start recording. You're like, you know what? I think I'll go dark. Why? I'm right here. I'm here. Right here. Me here. And now you're on. You. Okay. You're too far, Sparrow. Oh, sorry, Mom. Yeah. Come on back. God, you're pretty. Okay. I have never learned because I'm too busy doing a million other things. I'm here. I'm right. Yep. Okay. It's time. It is time. No. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. I don't even know. Rude. Rude. Okay. But if really, why do I drink seltzer before I come on and talk to a camera? Like, really, buddy?